Oh shit. What is up, Mr. Ryan? How are you doing?
Hey, oh my God.
Oh
I
my
just ran
god.
like crazy to get set up here.
Alright,
I,
I
I was
just
just
randomly
like
called
watching a
you.
stream and I like totally forgot. Oh shit, I gotta be on the call.
Did you switch computer? You're like watching on your laptop or something?
Yeah, I was on the laptop.
Yeah, it's difficult to play. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Oh man, it's amazing to talk to you.
Cool, cool, cool. It's nice to talk to you too, man. Where are you from again? You're from America, right?
Yeah, I'm in Miami.
Cool. The first thing, yeah, like as soon as I hear that sentence, I like have to add bitch to that, right? But I'm in. Okay, fine.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'm not at the beach though.
you're not. Okay, cool. So cool. I've never coached you before, have I? Like never, not even like a year ago or anything, right? This is like the first time.
No, yeah,
Cool.
definitely the first time.
That's awesome, dude. Have you ever like had any coaching before? Like any coaching previously?
I had coaching once, and that was years ago, in Wings of Liberty, and yeah, it's kind of weird because I'm not the best at playing while people are talking.
Yeah. All right. No, that's gotta be happening in this one as well. That's always like one of the things, right? Whenever you're playing with someone else on, on Skype or whatnot, and you're not used to it, and then you all of a sudden have to like talk and play at the same time, things usually get a little bit more difficult. But
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Obviously, we can just pause whenever. So that's cool, man. Real quick for people in the stream, can you guys hear him just fine? I don't want to be like way louder, or if I'm like way louder. If you guys could report on that, that'd be great. Um, Anyways, man, how's StarCraft going? Are you enjoying the dream pool?
Yeah, I actually am because I've only just started playing Heart of the Swarm relatively recently, and I played Wings of Liberty a lot, so it's just like the old days.
All right, all right, that's actually good then. Yeah. All right, so a lot of people right now in Heart of the Swarm are like used to much bigger maps, where they're like
I
used to being like on the massive maps where you can like six base and whatnot. But
Yeah, I don't really like how hard it is to take a third, but it's still very nostalgic.
all right, cool. All right, so yeah, some people said that you were a little bit louder, so I bumped you down a little bit right now. Okay, cool. So I just switched to the NA server as well. Um, that's cool. It's like the first person I ever heard that like likes the map pool, past like the first two games. All right. So I assume you're playing on the NA server, right?
Yeah.
All right. Could you join group Loco TV? That'd be awesome.
Okay.
So I can like invite you in a party and whatnot.
Um,
Loco, please calm down, guys. Calm down. I already balanced the audio. Don't worry. All right. What time is it over there, by the way?
1:18 p.m.
Oh, all right, all right. I was saying to people on stream it was like early in the morning, but it's not that bad.
No, yeah, this is early in the morning for me.
It's like yeah,
No,
it's
no.
it's a Sunday, so
Yeah. I like to sleep in on the weekend, but I stayed up to like 6 in the morning or so yesterday.
you're using the weekend to its full
Yes,
potential right there.
yes, exactly to its full potential.
Cool. All right, Ayara, is that you?
Yep.
Cool. Rocking the gold leagues. Sweet. So usually what we do is like I do coaching for like an hour, which usually turns out to be a little bit longer than an hour, depending on how long the games take and whatnot. Sometimes it's just sometimes we just have to play another game, and I can't like not have you play another game. But usually I try and aim for like an hour to maybe an hour 15 minutes. Um, I'm just gonna try and have you improve as much as possible. Now, most of the time that means we can do one matchup, okay, per like coaching session, because most of the time doing all matchups at once is kind of overwhelming. And it's just because if you're already like in Gold League, there's not like really one build order that I would advise. Usually, like things become pretty specific per matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes if you're like in Silver League or like Bronze League or something, you can get away with like doing all three matchups at once because you need to working on the very basics. But in Gold League is already where things start to be probably a lot more difficult. I would think, right?
Um, yeah. It's pretty hard, at least for
All
me.
right,
I
cool.
used to be in Platinum and Wings of Liberty, but I don't know. Maybe I'm too much a noob right now. But yeah, I don't really have set build orders that I do per matchup.
Yeah, so yeah, that's definitely one of the things that we'll be working on next. So we can do that together. That's very cool. All right. So you were platinum in Wings of Liberty, is that right?
Uh, you kind of broke up there. You still there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I don't know. I could hear you just fine. No, I
Okay.
asked if you're
Yeah.
like we're like platinum in Wings of Liberty or also in Heart of the Swarm.
No, it was in Wings of Liberty.
Look,
I
bump up
was
your
platinum
audio.
for two
Okay.
seasons, and then I like kind of just stopped playing.
All right. All right. All right, guys, real quick. I got this whole new microphone thing set up right now. Can you guys hear me right now just as fine as you can hear him? I hope you can. It's always like a little bit of balancing or whatnot that you need to do. Could you guys please post in the chat if it's alright like this so I know that, you know, everything is
Oh
alright.
man, why is it lagging?
Are you hearing any lag right now from me?
Like my connection with you isn't the best or something. It's like breaking up, but probably
Alright.
because you're you know, you're far away.
I'm on the other side of the world, man.
Yeah, in that beautiful country.
I can hear you just fine, dude. Like I'm not having any lag with you at all.
Yeah, but in my experience, that's kind of how Skype works. Like when
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
it's
I
like
could
one
try and
person
like
will
call
hear
you
fine.
if you want. Maybe that's better.
Now, no, it's better now.
All
We'll
right.
see if
All right.
it
Just
ends
let me know
up.
when if it's like too bad.
Yeah, right now it's perfect.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's have a look at your match history. You actually already had a bunch of games played. I saw like 40 or something in total. So yeah, you did try and play like a couple games a day. I see. That's cool.
Yeah, I try to do a couple a day. I get like each day I get cravings to build a hatchery, so I have to. It's like my favorite part of StarCraft is building the hatchery.
Like, oh yes, finally 15 supply.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. All right, so you've been playing quite a bit in the last couple of days as well. Sweet, cool. Sometimes I like coach people that like barely play the game, and it's it's hard to coach if like you know, you barely build any hatcheries, but that's a good part. All right, sweet. Now I need to make you a little bit louder again. Okay, guys, this is where I'm gonna settle down with the audio. I'm not gonna touch it anymore right now. We're good. All right, cool. So is there like one matchup you feel like you are really like struggling in, and like one that is going really bad for your like idea?
I don't know if I'd say that, but I'm going to say Terran just because I just feel more comfortable against Zerg and Protoss, which is really strange for me to say because back in Wings of Liberty I was terrible against Zerg, and quite good against Terran. It is my most strong matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But lately I feel like, or since I've come back, I've felt like I can't finish off the Terran. You know, they'll just survive and survive and survive, no matter how much damage I'll do. And it's just like if I'm gonna get a victory against them, it takes a lot.
All right, all right. Yeah, that's a good point. I know exactly what you mean. You feel like you've pretty much destroyed them, and then they throw down some mules, and you sort of lose. Like,
Yeah, they'll just come back.
yeah.
Like, how is this possible? Like, even if I destroy a whole base of theirs, they'll still be able to keep up with me. You know, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. The lovely addition of the Widow Mine and whatnot make it.
Oh, the Widow mines are just. Oh my god. And they attack air too. What kind of mine is that?
Yeah, and they're like infinite as well. I don't really know how that like works
Yeah,
on
where do they
the
get
like
their ammo?
technology level, but that's alright. Okay, we can do Zerg versus Terran. That's fine. So usually what's easiest if I like either have you like watch like watch you play a game versus a Terran player, or we like have a look at a replay, whatever you feel like is more comfortable. Just to get like a general idea, so I can like write down a couple of things. Usually I like make like a little notepad on the side of the stream. People can see that as well right now. That I'll send to you after the coaching.
Okay.
So we have like a little idea of what is going on. And you can like, you know, see what I wrote down and whatnot. Alright, so currently it is the 23rd of November, 2014. There we go. 23rd already, man. Fuck. It's Christmas next month.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna say hey to what's his name? Sinterklaas over there or something?
How'd you know that?
I have a friend in the Netherlands, and I was making fun of her the other day for Sinterklaas.
Yeah, we do have Sinterklaas. That's actually like 2 weeks from here. That's like the 5th of December. But that's pretty cool.
Oh, really? Is it? I
Yeah, we
didn't know
also
that.
have Christmas on like the 25th, but it's pretty cool. Never heard anyone know that. That's cool. All right. So 23rd November. All right. So what would you prefer? Do you have like a good replay we can take a look at, or would you rather just play a
I
game and
did
go
have
from there?
I had a pretty good one, but I don't know where it is. I don't remember which one it was.
All right.
And it was pretty good because that in that game I just felt like, no matter what I do, um, they he still won. And I don't know. I'll find it some other time, but
Oh, all right.
um, yeah. I mean I really I feel like I don't have an answer to tanks at all,
All right.
and wouldn't mind. Um, And I also like just watching your game on the stream. A lot of that sort of thing happens to me where they'll have like early reapers or they're harassed with banshees, and I find that hard to deal with as well. And drops are annoying too. Pretty much anything Terran has.
Everything that's not called mech, I hear, like pretty much. All right, cool. All right, let's just have you play a game then versus someone in the stream. There will be at least like one gold level Terran out there, right? If you guys would be so kind to like join group Loco TV, if you're like gold level Terran player, it is LOWKO TV on the North American server, and just say in the chat, hey, I'm a gold league Terran. So I'll like invite you to the game. And please like mute the stream then as well. That'd be great. But beyond,
yeah, we got a subscriber.
jeez, we got a subscriber right there. You scared the fuck out of me. Wreckage, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate that. But if you guys would want to join, that'd be really, really awesome. There's LOWKO TV on the North American server. It's not a group. I'll just join the group as well because I know people will be in there as well. So we can like have someone to play against. That's awesome. All right, cool. So basically, like you're struggling against like basic Terran, really, like not like a specific thing. It's like, all the random things they seem to be able to throw at you.
Yeah, but tanks mainly. Like I really like one of the tanks with siege tanks. I have no idea what to do.
All right, all right. All right. Could you actually toss me the party lead back? I actually threw it to you when I thought we were like gonna take a look at the replay, but.
Oh yeah. You've been promoted, Loco.
Yeah. I'm now a party leader.
Yeah. Let's throw a party.
All right.
Speaking of Sinterklaas, what's that Pete thing?
Oh
That thing
man,
is weird.
there's like a whole
Like-
drama going on about it right now.
Yeah, Zorte Pete or whatever.
Yeah, it's called Zwarte Piet, and basically what it is, it's like Black Pete. I know it sounds very
Yeah.
racist. I know as soon as you start explaining it in English, it sounds like the most racist thing ever. But basically how it works is like Sinterklaas is like this old guy that comes on a boat from Spain, and like his helpers, sort of like the how do you call them, from like from Santa? Like his
The elf.
helpers, what are they again? Like elves, right?
Yeah.
Like the Zwarte Piet basically are like his black helpers. I know it sounds really racist, but there's this whole drama going on about it right now. Where people are like, oh my god, we can't do that anymore, and like, it's kind of funny.
I didn't even know about the drama. I was just I was reading about it and I was like, Black Pete, what is this?
No, it's like the worst drama right now. Like people are complaining about it like crazy. It's really bad, especially this year. It's like the first time we also had like yellow ones and like whatever. It's really lame, but all right.
That's amazing.
I know. Oh, we actually have a couple people whispering. All right, cool. All right, let's play a game versus this guy called Hogwood. Hogwood, if you're listening to this, could you please like mute the stream or like close it? That'd be really great, so we can play a legit game without you knowing exactly what he's going for. All right, cool. Is there any maps you prefer playing on, or do you really not?
Any map?
Yeah.
Let's do either Metalopolis or Ohana, or what was the top? I don't remember what the top map was on the map pool, but I like that one as well.
I already like Cloud Kingdom. I always pick like that one, but we can just switch
I
it up.
hate Cloud Kingdom. I
Really?
have it vetoed. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's pretty cool.
I've never liked that map.
All right. So what are we gonna do? What's like the plan we have right now? So the first game, I'll just let you play, and I'll write down a couple of things, and after that we jump into replay. But what are we gonna like, go for?
Typically I try against Terran. I try I love your gasless opener. But I always feel like I always try to go for like a macro game with the gasless opener, and I always feel like they attack me before I have like anything to deal with them. But yeah, I just try for like roach banelings, and I wanted to try to do like Muta Bane just because I have like something to attack the tanks with, and the planetary fortresses. But yeah, that's what I've been trying to do is like roaches. I mean Roach Warren at like 6 minutes or so, and with the Baneling Nest, and try to go for Roach Baneling. Oh yeah, I've also tried Roach Hydra a few times.
All right. Yeah, that's probably why you're mostly struggling against siege tanks and drops and whatnot, because neither roaches or banelings really defend very well versus that. But we can quite easily mix that up though, especially because of the other matchups. You're probably pretty comfortable with other like unit comps as well. But let's just have a look at it. So what I wrote down is just gasless opener with macro and roach baneling play. All right. Cool. Let me actually draw you into the game, or him into the game. All right. So let's just play like the first, let's say a maximum of like 10 minutes of the game, and then we'll just jump out of it, jump into the replay, and talk about a couple of changes that I would make.
Okay.
Cool. Do you want me to play straight up macro, Hellbat, push, Hellion, Banshee? Just whatever is standard. This is just...
Oh, I'm gonna play horrible.
It's alright, dude. Like, whenever you feel like you need a pause or whatever, or like, the talking and playing at the same time is really annoying, or like you feel like there's a couple of people judging and watching and whatnot, just let me know, and we can just pause and restart or whatever. All right.
No, I think I'm good. I'm just like nervous, so I'm gonna forget things, and
It's alright. All right. Just chill. Just chill. You ready,
Where's
sir?
my chill pills?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm ready.
Cool. Let's do this. I know exactly what you mean though. Like you're like used to playing by yourself, and then all of a sudden it's like, fuck, there's a lot of people watching.
Exactly. How do you do it every day, bro?
I don't know. I just started playing by actually like it's actually the complete opposite for me right now. A couple days ago, I tried playing a game by myself, just on a ladder. Like, not for YouTube or not for live stream, not anything, just sitting here, and I'm literally just sitting here, just looking on my other monitor, trying to figure out what the fuck I should do.
You have to open your matches with, hey, this is Loco. Hey, my name is Loco.
It's actually difficult right now to not commentate and play at the same time. It's kind of funny how that works.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't know. I haven't played like by myself like that for a long time, just StarCraft. Alright, cool. Alright, so just play a super standard game. And
get owned.
Maybe not, maybe not. He's gold on EU set, so he'll probably be like platinum on NA.
Oh, you said so? What are you trying to say?
No, it's just that most people that are gold are and like, okay, whatever. Platinum EU, okay? Or platinum NA.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Was that racist of me?
It was
not quite Santa Claus racist, but
yeah. Are you gonna build some drones? Is that okay?
Yeah, I would go for drones.
Okay. Cool.
Hawkwood. How do you get your nickname, dude? Oh yeah, right.
One day I decided I didn't want my old nickname. I was watching, I like anime a lot, so I thought of something that sounded like Japanese. Nihongo hanashimasu. Nihongo ga suki da yo.
Yes.
So, yeah, I like Japanese a lot. And yeah, I just came up with it and decided to start using it. I don't know, it's kind of random.
Alright, cool.
I'm gonna put a hatchery down just because I love to build the hatcheries, so. Oh yeah, that's the other thing is I was trying to think of a name for a ninja. That's why specifically it was Japanese.
Ayara.
Yes. Hanamaru ga Ayara.
Yes. 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 No idea what you said, but it's alright. This map, by the way, right now is cross only. I don't know if you like knew that, but
does that mean he's like over there?
yeah, he's like automatically in like, well, I was gonna say top left, but it's not really top left, right? But you see what I mean? Like he's not right there. But all right, whatever.
He's isn't he gonna be over there?
Yeah, he is gonna be like straight on the other side of the map for you.
Yeah. So I think I'm sending an overlord to his third, but I don't know. I'll see. I think I know where he is.
Yeah, okay. No, that's exactly where you're going right now. No, I was just wondering where your second overlord was going, but that makes sense. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. What was I doing again? Queen.
Double queens.
And yeah. So he's over there. Okay, run away, quick.
All right. So far it's good. So far I wouldn't change anything if I were you. No big differences. Want to get an overlord next?
What I do, like, yes. That's like what I do every game. And I'm not the best at overlord positioning. Sometimes I know what I'm doing, sometimes I don't. Not the best at each thread either, and I really need to work on larva injecting.
Boom. All right. So far it's good, dude.
Thank you. I'm gonna run this guy down here, and what's up, bro?
All right, you want to get another overlord right about now?
Okay.
Usually we get it a little bit earlier, but that's cool. And the double gas. Just
yeah, we are at the minute mark.
yeah, just giving a couple pointers, you know, so we get like a decent idea.
Wish I do. I need the creep spread. No, that's too much. Oh crap, that's not gonna be good.
All right, you got a bunch too many workers in the main.
Oh dang it! I forgot. I was supposed to rally my my thing to the other base. That's why I was doing it that way.
No worries, no worries. I just noticed it.
I was gonna make. I missed the overlords. I'm gonna make some Zerglings try to deal with the thing, and I want my Roach Warren. I'll do that. Oh yeah, I'll get that. And need some more drones and some more overlords.
Alright, are we gonna go for like a Roach Bane bust sort of thing, or are we gonna go like macro up to a lair? Alright, actually, or already getting the lair. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm getting the lair. I was gonna have to get Roach speed for that, but
alright. Start the upgrades.
Those roaches are now dinner. I mean, not roaches, Zerglings. Yeah, I'm playing pretty terrible.
I actually think things are going pretty well, man. There's a couple of minor changes I would make, but so far it's like, so far it's actually good, dude.
Because I got my roaches coming out. Oh yeah, I have the freaking lair. I was supposed to get the. Where the queen?
No worries. All right, look at the minimap. Look at the minimap. You see it?
Oh, I do see it. Oh no! I'm gonna go ahead and build a few of these things. Yeah, I love how you call this sort of thing shenanigans. It makes you laugh.
I'll just morph in like an overseer right now as well, just in case. You got 4 queens anyway, so even with an overseer, you'd be fine.
What are you doing, bro? Get away. Get away from here.
All right. So are we gonna try and hit a timing when you have like all your upgrades finished?
Yeah.
All right.
That would be cool.
All right.
So, I will try to make some more. Oh, crap. That's one thing I don't quite know is when I should get my gases in the main base. I'm floating a lot of minerals.
Usually you actually get them right when you are starting up your lair. So you actually would get them, you know, like 4 minutes earlier.
Okay.
But that's alright.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you're like ever in this situation, just next time you play the game, you're like, all right, I'm just gonna get it a bunch earlier this time. All right, so 10:30. Hold on, give me one sec. Could you pause the game for 1 second?
Yep.
All right, so 10:30. I'm just gonna write this down really quickly. 10:30 is when we are finishing up all the upgrades. Finished all upgrades, and you were at like, I think it was like 85 supply or something. That's just giving us a timing to work with, so we can do this exact same, you know, thing next time. I can't actually type to him, so just say like a request or a post, but so we can just practice this exact same thing, you know, in another game and see at what time we finish then the upgrades and what time we actually, or how much supply we are at, so we have something to compare with, you know.
Okay. What if it's worse?
All right. So 10:30, 85 supply. Okay, cool. Let's just do the push and then jump into the replay. Okay. You know, we can play this one out probably for another 20 minutes, but, you know.
All right, here we go. I should ask him if he's ready, but...
I forgot about it too, no worries. He just throws up a couple of views, man. I think he's all tapped. All right, there we go. He finally... I think he was all tapped.
That would be horrible. Oh, man. I feel bad. I'm gonna say
no, you don't.
Oh, man,
Do you actually feel bad?
No, he's Terran.
Alright, cool. That's the mindset.
Yeah, there's so many things I would have done differently. I should have gotten Zergling speed. I should have spread creep like a lot. And I would normally do that sort of thing, but...
Alright. Yeah, I understand. Let's just A move. You can take that easy move, bro. Just go.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep. Roaches with +1/+1 are really good. Alright.
Oh no, there's the dreaded tank! What do I do?
Oh, just send a couple over the depot. Oh, if you put down the depot, or that one depot is not even risen, but all right. Oh man, it's working by shit. Okay.
That one wasn't risen. I'm gonna do some damage to his dudes over here, and
Zerg inboss, fuck man.
I don't know about that.
All right. So, okay. So that was actually like really well played. Like overall, I really like the way you were like playing that one out as far as like strategy and execution goes. Because the actual like idea of the build is good. Okay. Like just the fact that you know, went for this +1/+1 roach speed timing attack, was actually really solid. I just think that if you make a couple of minor changes, you will be able to probably not be at like 85 supply, but maybe like 110 supply at the exact same thing, which means you have like, how much is it? Like 15 more roaches, you know? So you just have a lot more stuff. So my idea was to just practice this one a couple times in like a custom game versus no one, and then see how much supply we can get at, and then like try it out once more versus like an opponent to see if you can get to that amount of supply, you know, once again.
God. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that build comes from, you know, one of your videos where you do the +1/+1 with speed time push.
Yeah, does it? Alright. Yeah, I did actually make a couple of videos about it. That's actually... Oh, cool. Okay. I feel kind of honored right now. I'm like, oh.
Oh, no, I love your videos.
That's cool, man.
I've seen, like, most of your StarCraft ones. Yeah, I use that as, like, a basis, and then I sort of branch out to different things from there. I do at least the opener a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually really like the execution of it, or like the thought process behind it though. I also like the fact that you actually like added. This is something that most people will not do until like Diamond League, and then, you know, they're like gonna be put back quite a while. But I actually like that you always add the army units as soon as you make them to the control group. That's like a pretty huge thing.
Yeah.
At least I saw that you did that a bunch of times at the start. I didn't actually check it in the later part of the game anymore, but I assumed that you just do that
Yeah,
every
no,
time.
I really like control groups. I have played RTS for a while. Oh, is this the replay?
Yeah, this is just a replay. I was just gonna point out a couple other things.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So
yeah,
I really like that. And then I also like to focus on the timing and that the general idea of the build order was really solid. Like there really wasn't anything bad about it, to be honest. Like the idea was good. There's just a couple of minor changes that we can do so we can get to more supply and, you know, just wreck Terrans even harder. All right. Let's just speed up the game a little bit. So the early part of the game was solid. There really wasn't very much that I would change right there. I like to focus on the droning. That's good. Alright. So, the very first thing comes right when you really have your first two Zerglings on the other side of the map, okay? So right around right now.
Okay.
I really like the fact that you're, like, microing the Zerglings really hard. But then sometimes you neglect the fact that you can make a couple of drones. So, most of the time, when you see, like, pro gamers micro the two Zerglings at the front really hard, what they're doing in the meantime... I don't know what hotkey setup you use, by the way. Could you, like, do you know which one you use, or...?
Yeah, well, I'll have all my hatcheries on 5, and I should have been hitting 5 and SDDDD.
Alright, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, you just micro the Zerglings, and then while you're doing that, you hit 5 SDDD, and then you hit double tap 3 again, and you just continue microing, right?
Yeah, I really should. It's, like, a problem of mine. Like, whenever I'm fighting, I really neglect, like, queen injects, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that sort of also happened, like, later on in the game. And I don't think that's really to do with, like, any skill or anything like that. It's just really, you know, when you're microing, just think, alright, should I be macroing right now, or should I be microing right now? And then, you know, most of the time, whenever your answer is macro, just go straight back into queen injecting and making more stuff. And then when you're done making stuff, just go back to micro then. It's just mostly a mindset sort of thing where you're like, alright, should I be macroing right now? Probably should be. Then just go back and make more units instead of, like, really actively trying to micro. So that's really the one thing that I wrote down for that. And I think that's one of the major things, especially, like, we can actually go a little bit later into the game. Like, when that actual fight is going on. Right now I'm just skipping to, like, 11.5 minutes, so, like, almost the end of the game. But when that fight is going on, like, you start... I think you got all the way up to, like, 2,500 minerals and gas, something like that.
Yeah. Which
could have been just a ton of reinforcements. Because most of the time, like, the reinforcements are actually a lot more important than the 2 roaches you, like, you know, save. By microing.
That makes sense.
Especially, like, because you're already, like, adding the units instantly into a control group. It just makes it a lot easier. So I think it's right around here. Like, I really like the fact that you were microing right here, but, you know, I would try and focus on the macro first, and then go ahead and, like, if you look at your minerals and gas right now, you could be... Well, you actually add on a bunch of stuff right now, but, you know, you could have done it slightly earlier, but you get the idea. So that's really the main thing, okay? So focus on macro first, and then focus on the micro and things like cruise thread and whatnot. But macro first and foremost.
Okay.
And then I wrote down a faster third base and a faster gas in the main base and the, you know, the faster third and fourth gas as well.
Well, what you said about the layer, that really helps.
Yeah. So usually what happens, let's go to the point where we actually probably should have gotten it. So what usually happens is you get into this situation right here where you, like, can start up the layer. And if you look at your minerals and gas right now, they're looking pretty balanced, but most of the time, right around this time is when you are saturated on drones in the main base and the natural on minerals. So usually this is a pretty good time, you know, like, to start the gas in the main as well. So I would start them a little bit after starting the hatchery up. Like, pretty much right as you start the layer up, sorry. Like, a little bit after you start the layer up.
Okay.
And that way you will know for a fact that you have enough minerals and gas. After playing a lot of games, it will be just easier, you know? Because you'll be like, okay, I know for a fact I'm going to be flooding minerals soon, so I'll just get the gases right now. But for a general guideline, just a little bit after the layer starts, just get the third and the fourth gas as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I wrote down scouting as well. Scouting is one of the things that is great to, like, practice a little bit, but honestly, most Gold League Terrans will also be doing pretty random builds, you know? So even though you're scouting pretty hard, you don't really know if he's
Yeah,
flooding
you
like
can't.
500 minerals, right? Like,
And yeah, you can't like make an educated guess about what he's doing because he could be doing anything. You
yeah.
know?
But if you feel like, you know, the build is going perfect, I actually just write it down as well so you can like check it later. Fly or like scout overlord at 6:30 to like 7 minutes. So right around right now, maybe a little bit before this is when you would get the overlord that you have right here and just fly it in his main base.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, I
check
do
what's
that
going on.
sometimes.
Yeah.
To try to see stuff like the shenanigans, what is the thing called? The tech lab attached to the starport.
Yeah, things like that.
That makes me be like, oh no.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend like trying to scout. But once again, like doing your own play is gonna be most important, and then things like micro and scouting and whatnot, you know, sort of come after that. So focus mostly on like getting your macro done and actually getting your money low and hitting the queen injects and whatnot. And then, you know, focus on the scouting and the circling micro and whatnot. But as soon as you feel like more comfortable doing like, you know, all these things at once, usually the scouting becomes pretty natural, right? Because at some point, like you've maybe done this build like 100 times, and you're like, all right, I know exactly what's gonna come next. I don't actually need to think about it or look at my base anymore. I just fly in the overlord right now and see what's going on. But you'll know exactly when that point is. Like you know exactly, okay, I don't need to think about the build anymore, so I can just focus on something else right now. But I just write it down. Just not like one of the most important things right now. I just put it between brackets right there. Cool. Other than
We were
that,
never
like
attacked by that Banshee, were we?
now you mentioned
Like what
it.
happened with that Banshee? I was like, oh no, and then
Yeah, what did he actually do with that? He literally put it right next to the overlord as well, which was really nice of him. Alright, there we go. Now it's flying.
it's really nice of him.
Alright, it's just hanging there. Yeah, I think you forgot about it. Yep, it's still hanging. I think it just hung there the entire game. Yeah, it just hung there the
Okay.
entire game.
Well,
It's right there.
we probably screwed him up with the pause. That's awful.
Yeah, the BM pulse, man. It's happening. Alright. Other than that, let's just like, you know, if you have any more questions, by the way, let me know, okay?
Yes. How? Yeah, how would you recommend that I could like get on top of queen injects? I know the special queen inject method of being able to do it really fast, and that's something I actually learned back in Wings of Liberty. But I've never, sadly, been able to incorporate it into my play and make it a habit. However, what I'm more interested in is like how you recommend making a habit of constantly queen injecting, regardless of the method that you use throughout the entire game.
So he just realized it. All right. So, how do you use your queen inject right now? Do you have like the camera hotkey set up for it, or do you just like click the minimap for it or something?
Yeah, my habit is I have I use the backspace key. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I have that base camera hotkey bound to it's my side mouse button. I don't know if it's mouse 4 or mouse 5, one of those buttons on the side of the mouse, and I just press that, click the queen, V, click, and do it as fast as I can.
All right.
But I should have all my queens hotkeyed to a group, and then use the shift method.
Yeah, that just makes it a bunch easier. The way you do it as well is how like a lot of programmers do it too. So it's not like necessarily like a bad way or like a worse way or whatever. It's just mostly personal preference. Some players like to use F1 for the main base, F2 for the natural, and then just box the queens. Is also an option.
The cameras, the camera hotkeys. I've never used those.
Yeah, that's something you can also try if you want to, but it's one of these things that become easier when you're more comfortable with it. So, it's only really relevant if you are going to be focusing on it a lot. But as far as like getting the timing down in your head and making sure that you never ever miss a queen inject, the only thing that I have found that really works is to just check very often. Like when you have nothing to do, just check your fucking bases. So, for example, when you're moving across the map right here, when you attack move with these... Alright, right here, right? Basically what's going on right now is that you're moving out with these roaches and you're attack moving into the Hellions. Now at some point the Hellions run away, right? At that point, basically what you do is you attack move straight to the natural. you would click the button on your mouse, check if you can queen inject, and then get back to your roaches again.
Okay. Yeah, just always be doing it.
Yeah, just always be
forget that.
checking
I'm very
it.
forgetful.
Yeah, I know some
I
players
gotta
like
have
play
it.
sounds and whatnot like every 40 seconds and shit
That's
like
what
that.
I've considered that so many times.
Yeah, I don't really like it, to be honest. Like I feel like it's gonna be worse in most situations instead of just, you know, making a timer in your head. Because if you look at like the professional guys, they don't miss a single inject, and they don't really check 100 times. But at some point they were checking 100 times, and they just played so many games that at some point it just became like a mechanical thing in their head, where they're like, "All right, 40 seconds has gone by, let's go."
Yeah, I wanna have that mechanical thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's one of the main things, you know. Other than that, there's really no magic way, but just constantly check it. Like whenever you don't have anything to do, just constantly check it. And that's why I was saying like macro over micro. So always focus first on doing the macro and then the micro. Right. So what your priority should pretty much always be is first off queen injects. Okay, first off your queen injects. That should be your most important thing ever. And then what you focus on next is like spending the actual mineral and gas you have. So, you know, focusing on spending, and then you go to micro and whatnot. So queen injects always are more important than micro. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. No, when I see a queen has 2 bars energy, I start to cry inside.
Yeah, later on in the game it doesn't really matter, but especially like the first 10 minutes,
yeah,
you don't really need to miss a single one.
No, I know it's definitely one of my problems, and I know that's definitely more important than micro. It's just a habit that I'm trying to break.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no magic way, sadly. I wish there was, like, you know, I wish we could just inject 4 hatcheries at a time with 1 queen, you know? Like Terrans can put down 6 mules at once, but the technology isn't there yet.
They could just save up the energy, and it doesn't matter that much, because they could just use it all at once.
I mean, mules don't have a timer either. Anyway, I just left the game. So let's just have you play a custom game versus nothing, and just see how much supply we can reach, okay? So we're gonna do the exact same thing as we did in this one, except for this time it's not gonna be against an opponent. And what we're gonna try and break is at 10.5 minutes is when you previously moved out with 85 supply. Right now we're gonna do the exact same thing again, but then we're also gonna check at 10.5 minutes and check how much supply you're on right there, okay?
Okay. But if we're playing against nothing, what do I scout for?
You don't scout for anything. You just play. You just
doing anything.
Yeah, you could be doing anything, but you can pretty much do this build no matter what anyway. Like you can just sort of do it even if your opponent is not doing anything. All right, we can add an easy AI, okay?
Okay, good. I have to.
There we go. What do you want him to play?
Protoss. That way I could be worried about cannon rushes and DTs.
He's very easy Protoss, okay? We're gonna do a Zerg versus Terran build, or it's really not really a Zerg versus Terran build, but it's especially good against Terran. We're gonna do this build against like Protoss, okay?
Yes, yeah, banelings are super effective.
Alright. So let's actually focus mostly on roaches, okay? Let's not get too many banelings in there. Just to like see how much supply we can get.
Yeah. In the roach timing push, I wouldn't normally get banelings.
Yeah. I don't really think we made any banelings anyway in game 1.
No, I meant to once the Zerglings were near his base, but I poked in to see how much he had, and you said you could take that, bro.
Yeah. Sometimes you think like roaches are really bad, but it's one of these things. Like sometimes you think, okay, roaches are not gonna do anything in this situation, but when you have double upgraded roaches and he doesn't have any upgrades at all, the roaches become like ridiculously strong. If it's gonna like, you know, 3-3 roaches against 3-3 Marine Marauder, the Marine Marauder is just gonna wreck you, right? But if it's 1-1 roaches versus 0-0 Marine Marauder, it's actually a really, really easy win.
So how do you know if he's upgraded? Do you just like click on one of his units, or like what?
Yeah, that's one way, but when you do this build, you can sort of already know for a fact that he's not gonna be upgraded at this timing, because you get your upgrades so early on, you know? You get like your double upgrade started at like, what is it, like 5.5 minutes, or maybe 6 minutes or something is when you start the double upgrades. Actually a little bit later, but it's very early on, it's just before him. So That's why it's so important to like move out before he hits his own double upgrades, you know, which is why you need to like line up all these upgrades together and then go for the push right away. Because if you like delay the push, he's gonna finish his own upgrades and it's gonna be way more difficult.
Yeah, definitely. You're sort of like maximizing on your money's. You're getting your money's worth, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So I'm just gonna like talk you through like the things we should be making when.
Should be making the hatchery.
Yep.
No.
There we go. Well, the first building should be easy. So the nice thing about practicing like this is that you don't need to worry about anything really. And it just sort of gives you like a way to practice, like purely macro and purely timing, you know, where you don't need to micro against everything. And if you do this like enough, at some point you'll be able to execute this exact same strategy also on the ladder. Even though he's going to be harassing with like a Reaper, you should still be, you know, able to focus on everything else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The whole Reaper harass thing is something that really throws my macro off, though.
Yeah. It's just a matter of realizing that it's just a matter of realizing that the macro is more important. So, you know, that's why I'm trying to see how much supply you can hit at 1030. So you know what the difference actually is between like focusing 100% on macro versus focusing a little bit on micro, you know? Because I think you could be hitting like, you know, maybe with like even 10, 15 more roaches at the exact same timing. That's huge at that point in the game.
Okay, cool. Wish I sent my third Overlord to.
I would usually just send it to any kind of high ground, but in Zerg for the Standard is mostly like the first or second one. Either in like some sort of dead space where drops are gonna come from, or you know something like that. All right, let's get another. Yep, okay, good Overlord. So the 31 Overlord is something you also need to be getting. In the previous game, you got the Overlord like 38 or something like that, like really late. So 31 is usually when you get the other Overlord. And there's focus on drones right now. So whenever you have a larva, just make sure you get the drone out first. There we go. Boom, nice. All right, you can queue up the other two queens, and that's when you make an Overlord.
Oh, wait, did I do that right?
Yep, you did.
Our forces are in attack. No, micro.
All right, want to get an Overlord next?
Yeah, okay.
Can we inject a natural?
Oh.
Boom. And now you can micro a little bit, exactly. That's the way to do it. All right, 5 minutes, double gas. Let's get it going. And it's straight back into drone production. Cool. See, that's great. That's great. How you're like really quickly checking your Zerglings, see if anything is going on, and then like meanwhile focusing on the macro. All right, there we go. You saw that?
I saw the yeah. He's gonna cannon rush me.
Yeah, most of the time I would try and follow it if I were you. Just because most of the time they send it out for like a proxy pylon or something. But
yes, true. Okay. Let me do this thing here, and
inject.
I'll
Boom.
use this for that, and I gotta get the gas.
And then two Overlords after getting the gas. There we go.
Okay. Okay, so that's a good thing to remember. 2 Overlords after the second queens come out.
Yep. Now you make a bunch of drones, and then you send an Overlord or a drone to the third.
Spawn more Overlords. Send his drones to the third. Okay. Yep.
So this is pretty standard timing. It's a lot earlier than you would probably get it previously, but all right. Big round of drones right now. Really big one. And then you would want to start a lair. Okay, so this is exactly where you want to be right now. So I want to start up the lair. Yep. And that's also when you start the double gas in the main base.
Okay. Double gas in the main base. Like right now?
Yep.
Okay.
So you get the double gas, double evo chamber, and well, not the double roach horn, but
double roach horn all the way.
Right,
you
another
go
evo.
Here, and...
Nice queen inject. That's good. All right, queen inject in the main, and then we need about 8 more drones in the net or in the main base. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And then a bunch of Overlords.
A bunch of Overlords. Oh, so much.
That's cool. This is going great, dude. Like this is absolutely exactly the way you're supposed to do it.
Okay. Cool.
Right.
And should I start getting my upgrades now?
Yep. Let's get them. All right.
And now I got more larvae. What should I start spending on?
So right now is when you're pretty much max saturated, right? Usually you would double check. You can add like 2 more drones in the main if you really want to.
Yep.
But other than that, you're done. So all you need to do right now is just wait for your roach warren to finish and maybe make an Overlord or 2. But I would stop the drone production right now and start making non-stop roaches. You want to start the roach speed obviously as well.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I didn't know the roach warning came up.
So there we go. So right now, for the next 2 minutes, you can start making non-stop roaches. Okay.
Okay. So hive cluster's under attack. Oh no!
No
It's a
worries.
dude. He's here.
All right, queen injects. Always focus on queen injects first. All right, so
Oh, I thought I did there.
if you look at supply right now, you're literally already past what you previously had at like 10.5 minutes.
Oh wow, yeah.
All right, make a couple more overlords. And just see how much supply you can get at, alright? At 10:30. Just for the fun of it, we're gonna see how much supply you can be at. But you literally, like, nailed it by, like, 2 minutes. Which is, like, perfect. That's great. Alright, I would add, like, a couple more overlords, yeah. Just add a couple more. Whenever you make roaches, you can add a bunch. Because they're just, you know, it's a supply hungry.
Yeah, very hungry.
Right, keep on roaching. The Protoss opponent, guys, we're playing against is just an easy AI, no worries. it's just so that we have something to hit, but other than that, there's nothing.
You could be having DTs, and I don't have any observers.
Yeah, okay, well, even if that would be the case, I mean, we're sort of practicing against Terran right now, right? But obviously you can add something else. All right.
Okay, so a few questions. Like, when would you get overseers, and when would you start saturating the third base?
So wait, one sec. I'll answer the question in a sec. So second time we tried this at 10:30, you were at like 130 supply. No, a little bit more actually. So you literally nailed it by like, how much is that? You had about 50 supply more. You had 25 more roaches. That is crazy. The one thing to keep in mind though is that as soon as you finish the upgrade, you need to A move. So you should already be on the other side of the map. But all right. So to answer your question, when to make an overseer? It's a good habit to just make an overseer every single time you do, like, finish the lair. Okay?
Okay, we'll finish the lair.
Yeah. The nice thing about this build is that it's safe against everything. So, even though you don't really scout very hard, you're still going to be safe against pretty much everything. So that's the idea right here. You know, versus Protoss, you're going to try and get maybe the overseer as soon as possible. Versus Terran, I would also just get one just for the fact of having one. Because it will be useful. But other than that, just get it when... Poor Protoss. And other than that, like, this is exactly what we need to go for, okay? So in a perfect scenario, what we can be hit... In a perfect scenario, what you can hit at 10:30 is 135 supply, okay?
Okay.
So let's just have you try it again versus the same guy that we saw previously. And see how it goes. He was also observing that game. He's still here.
Okay. I'm having a tough time defeating this guy.
Oh, I already left the game, by the way.
Yeah, no, okay, I'll surrender. It's too hard.
Yeah, man. The easy AIs, we can't do that.
Yeah, he was victorious.
Good job, him. Alright.
GG, well played.
So let's just take that as... Oh, we didn't want Daybreak. We didn't like Daybreak. So let's just take that as an attempt, okay? So maybe 135 supply is going to be a little bit annoying if our opponent is going to be messing with us. But I think you can do way better than 85 supply, to be honest. Because you nailed 85 supply by like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Obviously, there's like the sheer amount of roaches at this point in the game will overrun any Terran level. Or any gold level Terran for sure. Like, there's no way there's going to be a gold level Terran that's going to hold that. Like that many roaches.
I have a hard time with the fact, like, on ladder. I don't know. I mean, it seems like you know, I watch a lot of your games in like Master and stuff, and like it's so much nicer in the sense that, you know, there's so much more macro play. It seems like everybody, like, in gold and under, they're not satisfied if they're not attacking by like 5 minutes and stuff, you know. They have like, it's rush and rush and rush, and the one base all ins and stuff, and it's very frustrating because, like, I can never play a macro game.
All right.
That's one thing that's really, like, hard to deal with. I'd love to be able to build that much roaches and focus on, like, saturating 2 bases, but, you know, I always get interrupted like every game. It's like, how much of the loco build can we follow before we have to switch?
I think you can actually follow pretty much every little bit of it. I mean, obviously, like, okay, here's the minimum amount of scouting you need to do, okay, versus Terran, is check if he has a natural up. That's pretty much where you can stop checking. But do you see, like, a lot of one-base play from, like, Terrans on the ladder?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like what we just did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've been able to do that a single time, just because I'm always having to deal with early stuff. Like, I mean, no one likes to play macro in my experience.
Alright, so what kind of early
I don't
stuff
know
would
if
that
I'm
be?
lucky or what? What'd you say?
What kind of early aggression would that mostly be?
Well, I mean, okay, my last two Terran games was he built nothing but Marines. He didn't even build like reactors. He just had so much barracks that he was sending like 10 Marines at a time to each of my bases, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just constant aggression throughout the entire game. I actually won that game, and just with roaches. But I was under attack for the duration of the whole game, um, and I mean that was really interesting. But the one before that, I was under attack by he had like, I mean, he came with the early Reaper. Then he
Mm-hmm.
kept on adding more and more Reapers until he had like 6, and he killed a bunch of my drones and my queens, um, and then he had he had Hellions as well, and and then he attacked with Banshees. Oh my god. And that's yeah, that's another thing that happened to me, like that game and the game before that is he attacked with like early Banshees and Widow Mines.
Mm-hmm.
He had like Widow Mines to keep me inside my base, and then he started putting them at like the expansion. So like I tried to take a third like 3 times before realizing what would happen to my drone.
Mm-hmm.
So just a lot of like early cheesy play, and that's one thing that I definitely have a hard time dealing with, because I really like to play macro games, but everybody wants to play cheese games.
Yeah, part of it is just the map pool right now, to be completely frank. Like, I don't really, I've been pretty vocal about saying that I don't really like the map pool right now. Just because you're right in saying like 50% of the games are cheese right now. Um, and there's just a lot of cheese going on now. Honestly, this build is fine versus like cheese as well, because you have the 4 queens, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the queens are probably one of the most underrated things to use for defense. If you put the 4 queens together, I'm pretty sure you can stop any kind of like marine push, really, and just drone behind it. But if you realize that you're under a lot of aggression with this build, for example, he is going for like massive amounts of marines, like you were saying. Just go up to like 10 queens. Like, just make a stupid amount of
Make a
queens.
bunch of queens. Okay,
Yeah, and just
interesting.
drone behind it,
I've
and
never
like,
tried that.
yeah, just
Because
drone behind
I
it and
really
like get
tried
the
to.
roach warren.
That's one of my problems is like with all this early aggression,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have to stop droning and make units to deal with it, and then I'm getting behind in economy because I'm just trying to deal with the aggression,
Mm-hmm.
and that really hurts. But I've not thought about just building a ton of queens, which won't waste the larva.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the point. Like, making the Zerglings, like, the Zerglings are pretty good if you, like, manage to completely, wreck the actual Terran player. But if he's just gonna, like, force you to spend all of your larva on slow Zerglings, and then, maybe at some point you get Zergling speed, it's just such a waste. Like, personally, I would rather, like, add on, like, a Spine Crawler and, like, 2 more Queens than make, like, 20 Zerglings. It's gonna be a lot stronger than that as well, but... I would
Yeah.
definitely prioritize, queens and spine crawlers for defense. Like, if you take a look at like the games we just saw, the third base really didn't come into play, right? So not getting the third is alright. It just makes this build much more of an all-in than a timing attack, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I would just like add a spine crawler and maybe add like 2, 4, 6. I don't know. I've seen players play like 15 queen and still be fine. I've
That's
even
crazy.
seen
Yeah.
like, do you know Start Till Life, right? Like one of the best Zerg players in the world.
What's his name?
Start Till Life.
No, I don't
All right,
actually.
all right. Now he currently like recently won like the WCS, it's like the World Championship
Wow.
thing.
Wow.
And he actually like for a time he actually defended all Protoss timing attacks, with Queen Spine Crawler. And he was just droning behind it. He would just like make a stupid amount of spine crawlers and then like make a spire and like make Mutalisk. Something it sounds so stupid, but he would just add I've seen him walk around with like 15, 20 queens versus Protoss. And it sounds so silly because he just transfuses the spine crawlers over and over again and just drones behind it because he doesn't need to spend any of the money, you know.
That's awesome.
So it's just you know, an idea, and just try it out and see how that goes.
Yeah, I will. I definitely. I mean, every game I try to build at least one spine crawler in the natural. Just, I mean, it's insane. Like I really like watching your games, but I'm like, why doesn't this ever happen to me? You know, I've never given the time to fully saturate my bases and stuff. And actually, I wanted to bring up one of my recent games that was like the most pleasing game ever. Was I got cannon rushed, and I didn't notice because I thought he was doing a forge fast expand and just building the cannons at his front, but he cannon rushed me on Zelnag Caverns, and I did. You posted a video where you got cannon rushed and you Nidus wormed and still won the game. And I did the same thing and I actually won, and like I was so happy.
They get so pissed. They get so mad.
Dude, yeah, he like once I got the Nidus Worm in his base and he couldn't kill it because he tried to kill the Nidus Worm, and I got units in his base and started attacking his buildings. He just left.
I think I actually have like 50% win versus Protoss with that stupid strategy after Cannon Rush. Like, you know, after Cannon Rush, 50% is not a bad win loss. Like, it's actually pretty cool.
It's that because normally I would have just GG'd, like, oh, I'm done.
Especially in like you know, Gold League and like, you know, Platinum League and like Silver Bronze. Most of the time when people Cannon Rush, they commit like crazy amounts, you know. If you like face against a Master League Cannon Rusher, they will like make one pylon and make one cannon, and you know, that's it. But if you see it in lower leagues, they will add like 16 cannons in your natural, and you're like, okay, I'll just make a Nidus network. And it works great.
Yeah, that's what happened. He spent a bunch of stuff, and he really didn't. He had like a few zealots, and it wasn't enough.
All right. Let's just play this game, okay?
Yep.
So we're gonna go for the exact same thing. If he starts being annoying, we know how to deal with it. If he isn't annoying, then we'll see. But yeah, you completely wrecked him game number 1, so let's like wreck him even harder. That's the idea.
Well, thanks for that tip though. That's something I haven't thought of doing. It's just and
oh, okay. I thought you meant about the wrecking. Like.
No. That's definitely something I'll try to do if I mean, I'm definitely gonna run into more early aggression. Just build more queens.
Yeah, just make 6 queens. Like, it's alright. Or maybe if you're like making a lair, just make 5 queens and then like slowly add them on. You know, it's a very good unit. Yeah, there's really no reason not to either most of the time. But if you're gonna add on a lot of queens though, feel free to like delay the 3rd and the 4th gas a little bit, because that's one of the situations we'll run into. If you're like gonna make a lot of queens, you're gonna like start stockpiling a lot of gas because the queens are pretty mineral heavy. But it's just a little bit like of a feeling you need to be played with, like in game.
Okay.
You probably like end up one game you like end up with 8 queens, like 5,000 gas, and you'll be like, okay, I'll slow down on the gas next time. Oh well. All right, let's see if Hawkwood is ready.
Really good.
Let's see what Hawkwood is gonna bring this time though. All right, is he still listening to the stream? You think? Let's go.
I don't know.
We'll see. By the way, are you hearing any crackling right now in the microphone, or is everything looking cool?
No, I mean your quality has been excellent. It's just here and there I'll have lag.
All right. Yeah, like earlier on the live stream, I had some weird crackling going on. Could some people post in the chat if you guys had any of the crackling we had earlier today? Because I don't know. Yeah, the microphone was randomly crackling. I set it all up today, and apparently it could be like a bad like XLR cable or something. But all right. Because I tried fixing it for like a half hour, and then it sort of fixed itself a little bit, and then it sort of didn't. But I don't know. If people could comment on it, your sound is fine right now. All right, that'd be great, because that means I don't need to like go out and like buy another cable. All right.
It could also be. I mean, you know, I've done a lot of. Do you know what Ableton is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really into like music stuff, and I've had crackling as well, but with buffering. You know, setting the appropriate buffers and having buffer overflows and stuff.
All right. Yeah. No, I think I got it all set up right now. No, I actually bought like a whole new microphone and everything today, so it all came in like. Literally, I think an hour and like 15 minutes ago. I like set it all up and threw the stream live, so that's cool. All right, People are saying there's no crackling anymore. That's awesome.
What did you do to fix it? Did you just reboot?
No, I actually, like, I plugged in the thing again. People were like, let the cable breathe. So I, like, tried that.
Let the cable breathe.
Yeah, so, like, pull out the cable and, like, I don't know. But that seemed to work, so that's pretty cool. I don't really know, though. But apparently, like, it was randomly crackling, you know? Like, a crackling sort of sound. It was kind of strange, but...
Yeah, it is strange.
All
By
right.
the way, your Glasgow video, that was amazing, dude.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Thanks a bunch for posting that. You know, I know it was like definitely way out of your norm, and you know, very interesting to see a StarCraft slash game streamer post something like that. But oh my god, it was just an amazing video.
Thank you, dude. Like, I actually, like, I wasn't planning on ever putting that one live.
And I understand that. You know, I understand like you not planning on posting that. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I actually
But,
want to
no,
add like a whole lot more real life stuff. I think a lot of people seem to enjoy that anyway.
Yeah, no, I'd really appreciate that. That'd be really cool.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. That's cool. I'll definitely keep on going with that. I just sit inside a lot, so I don't have a lot of things to post.
No, I hear you. But no, I mean, even like, you know, I mean, you're in a pretty crazy country, pretty beautiful. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of cool stuff you could get around there.
Yeah, it's just that like everything here is so normal to me that it doesn't seem like film worthy, you know?
Yeah, but even in the video, like when you were like in the bus in the airport and stuff, that was like so cool to me.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, that's cool. That was actually the first time I tried that, so that worked out quite well. The views are actually kind of good for it as well. I didn't even realize that, but I think there's like 4,000 people or something that saw that. I know it's like a local gym session. Yeah, I do go to the gym quite often. Let's do that. All right, let's just try our best. So just run a couple of the things away and just wait for the actual queens to pop out. Okay.
Just.
Want to make another overlord right now, and just use the Zerglings to chase him out. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, sorry. That's like really distracting.
Yeah, no worries.
The Reapers. Let me get this. I think I already made the Overlord.
Oh, yes, you did. So Queen ejects, and then walk the queens to the natural, and then make a big round of rounds.
Yes. Okay.
Alright, cool. So that was actually well dealt with right there. Now let's delay the gases in the natural by like a couple of seconds and then get them. Because obviously the droning was a little bit delayed as well. So as soon as these drones pop, let's get the natural saturated. Alright, I would just leave the Zerglings on creep. Just never ever leave creep with them. And now get the double gas.
Yeah, I just see him standing over there right now, and he's making me mad.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Queen ejects.
He's in the...
And a big round of drones. Yeah, I see him. It's just, yeah, don't take the temptation. Like, if you think about it, like a good Terran player will never ever let you catch him with slow Zerglings. Like, he will kill 100, but he will never get caught. So just assume he's like perfect and he's not gonna happen, and then you won't move out. Alright, put the drones in the gas.
Dang it. Drones on the gas. No, not you.
And then go for a third base as well.
Okay. So yeah, when is the third base? Is it like right after you get the gas?
Usually between like 6 to 6:30.
6 to 6:30. Okay.
Which is right before Hellions come. So that's the reason why. All right, Queen ejects, big round or a big round of drones. Sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
Lots of drones.
And then you want to start a lair.
And the lair.
Double Evo and a Roach Warren.
I hate when this happens.
Just put them down. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I know. You're like, what the fuck do I do? Wait, what? What's the hotkey?
Yeah.
All right. Want to start a double gas in the main base as well. Make a big round of drones. And then if you can, start scouting a little bit. So this is a good time to start like flying in an overlord. So there's another, you have the overlord right behind his main base. You see that one? That one. Just fly that one in and see if you can like scout something. Right. Want to be starting the double upgrades?
Come on. There we go.
There we go. Want to be getting a couple overlords right now. Oh, well, just cancel.
No, don't destroy my tumors. Don't do it.
Let's make a couple overlords. There we go.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the gas guys is in the main. It's in there. Start roach speed. All right. Make a couple of roaches if you can, and then have a look at the scouting overlord. See if you can find anything.
Roaches.
All right, good. So far this is going great, by the way.
Okay, thanks. Let's see what's going on here.
All right. So first thing you see is double engineering bay right there, right? Seems to me like he's
Yeah.
playing bio. Would be very surprising if he goes mech off of barracks and double marine upgrades. All right, queen inject. So that's the way to do it, you know? You scout around, knowing that your queen injects are done, and then you sort of like check around a little bit, and then you spend your money again. Right, couple overlords, make like 4 or so.
Oh no, don't do it. Our drones are under attack.
What's that in the main?
Oh no.
All right,
No.
let's get the an overseer. There we go. Let's put that one on a separate hotkey. I would like put it on hotkey number 3 right now, and pull the queens to the natural.
All the queens to natural.
Yep.
Where's the number 3? Oh, he's already dead.
Oh, alright. Well, that's one way to do it. Alright, back to queen injecting, and then make a big round of roaches. Now look
Where's
at the
my queen
upgrades.
down? Oh, crap. Look at the upgrades.
Yeah, they're almost done. So make a big round of roaches right now. Alright, cool. So this time around, I still think you will be able to, yeah. So it's still about a half minute off until the actual point, but let's go. So make sure you hit all the queen injects and just run across the map. So far, money spending is going like 100 times better than game number 1, and the queen injects as well. Alright, queen injects, boom.
I need one of my queens needs to be at the other base there, and still need another queen inject over here.
Alright, let's just A-move towards his natural, yeah? Because you're spending a lot of time hitting it right here. Just A-move towards his base. Yep, there we go. Alright, couple overlords. Well, actually, you can only... like, your money's been so good, you can't even make an overlord. That's good. Alright, let's just A-move. Just go, just go.
Okay. I was gonna regroup a little bit.
Not worth it.
He's got a tank. What do I do? I don't know.
Just move. Just move. Go. Alright, move up the ramp.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and just go. Okay, queen injects at home.
Oh.
I'll just A-move first, yeah. A-move, and then queen inject at home. And then make a big round of roaches again. And just go back to your army. Alright, dude. Easy peasy. Alright. Next month your Platinum League, right? This went easy mode right here.
Yeah, so much stuff to remember.
I know, yeah.
To be able to come up with like ways to remember when to do stuff.
There was not a GG right there. I did not see it in GG.
Yeah, no, I didn't see him say GG.
Harkwood, if you're pissed off, I'm sorry, but thank you very much. I'm gonna say thank you. Thanks, dude, for the help. I hope he's not too pissed, but like that was solid play right there, dude. Like, you know, that was still like a couple of things you could like change up slightly and like, you know, make a couple minor adjustments, but easy peasy, man. Like easy peasy. That was really, yeah. You were incredibly far ahead versus like, you know, Gold League EU.
Well, thank you. I think that the best way to improve would probably to have you just standing next to me while I ladder.
I just shout at you, be like, yes, do this, do that.
yeah, get some overlords now.
Yeah. But honestly, you can do this by yourself as well, man. Even if you just like write down the build order and just have it like in a little paper in front of you.
I usually have like something up on my phone.
Yeah.
To help me remember.
I think the main thing that probably happens when you're like playing by yourself is that he like puts some sort of aggression on you, and then you just sort of completely deviate from what the original plan was.
Yeah, it's like it's so hard for me to keep on top of macro and on top of timings because I keep on getting interrupted, and I get really forgetful, and everything goes to pieces.
Yeah, just think whenever you're like, you know, getting distracted by that, just always try and get back to the original plan. And when you manage to do that, it will be a lot easier, you know? Like, it's very easy, for example, I know exactly what you mean, though. Like, you get distracted at one point in the game, and you're like, okay, that's it, fuck it, we're going with us. You know, like, like something completely different that wasn't the original plan at all.
Yeah.
And that's one of these things that you really need to try and just, you know, just get back to the plan. Just get back to the plan. We're a little bit delayed, but get back to the plan.
I think the queens that you said will really help. Just so that I'm still droning, not wasting my larva. That might help a lot.
Yeah. Well, and he obviously also gave you a free Banshee, which also made it very easy. yeah, the scouting could have been done a little bit earlier if you like wanted to check it out a little bit more. But anyway, so in the perfect game we played, you know, the second one, you had 135 supply at this point. So even though things went pretty fucking good in this game, like even in this situation, I mean, if I'm gonna be really nitpicky, you could have had like 10 more roaches, right? Which is just, you know, me saying not that they were bad or anything, but just that there's still room for improvement. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But compared to the very first game we played, you was at 85 supply right now. And that's just, you know, that's just 15 roaches more right now. So there's still like a slight room for improvement, but considering this was like about an hour of of like training, I suppose, and you managed to get like, you know, 15, 20 more roaches out at this exact same point in the game versus the exact same guy. You know, it just shows that you definitely know how to do it. You just need to like execute it a bunch more times and it will become way easier.
Okay.
But this was solid play, dude. Well done.
Thank you.
And maybe
really
another thing
helps
that might be
to have a
useful. Sorry?
It really helps to have a loco around saying, "Hey, make the overlords."
Yeah, well, it's like I didn't really do any like high level things or anything. I just thought you like, all right, you're about to be supply locked, make an overlord, right? Another thing that might be easy if you have like this group of roaches. Let's actually speed up to the point where that would be relevant. So you go for this siege tank thing right here, right? If you're up against like someone that plays a lot of siege tank, just bring an overseer with your army, which means you can actually kill this siege tank that is like standing right there at the corner, with the roaches on the low ground.
Okay, yeah, use him for like sight.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier as well. But other than that, like, well, yeah, it was pretty spot on. I don't really have that much more to say about it. It was all done.
Awesome. Yeah, no, if I could do this like every game, that'd be great. And I think that the extra queens should help.
Yeah, just give it a try and see how much you you know, how much you like it. Some people love playing queens, some people absolutely hate it. It's just different playstyles, but queens are one of these options that is very easily overlooked, you know?
Okay.
Where you can easily get them.
Like, let's say I attacked him at this point, and he was able to fend it off. What would you do, like, to transition?
Alright, so most of the time, as soon as you move in, right? As soon as you move in, you're like, okay, this is not gonna kill him. Most of the time, you already know that at that point, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, whenever you get, like... You start engaging him, and you're like, okay, this is way too good defended. I'm not gonna be able to kill him right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean with that? Yeah, okay. So what you do at that point is just... You don't stop the aggression most of the time. You just keep on going with the aggression. But instead what you do, you just go back home. You right-click a mineral patch with all your hatchery at the third base. And you're gonna use all the new larvae to actually get the third base saturated. And then transition towards, like... You know, either a hive or, like, you know, hydralisk or mutalisk, whatever you feel like is best. But you're just gonna keep on with the aggression, and instead of, like, reinforcing with more roaches, you reinforce with more drones. So it's sort of like getting an economic advantage that way.
Now, I really know what you mean when you say, like, when you're not... he's gonna be able to defend it, and you're not gonna be able to take it. But that's one problem I definitely have, is when that happens... I don't know how to keep up the aggression. I just, like, I'll go back to my base and I'll drone, but I'll let him do whatever he wants to do. I'll lose map control. You know, like, I don't know how to keep that up.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Because that becomes really specific, right? It's like if you do this build order and he manages to do this, and then that like, you know, it becomes really specific. But Wait, so you mean you have a hard time keeping the map control with playing roaches, or do you have like a hard time keeping map control in general later in the game?
In general, basically, like, I can't kill him. He's defending well. I'll retreat back to my base. I'll build drones, and I won't feel like I'm strong enough to do anything. And I like, if I make more army, you know, I mean, I don't think that I'll be able to take him, so I make more drones, and then, you know, I feel like I get behind and I can't, you know, keep up.
All right.
And then a lot of time what happens is, like, because he has the map control, he'll then go take like a third or a fourth, depending on what time of the game it is, and he'll have like a planetary fortress, and I'll just I'll never be able to finish the game. You know.
All right, all right. So there's always a couple of moments when you can really move across the map as Zerg, okay? If you're playing like Mutaling Bane style, it's pretty simple because your army is, generally really fast and cheap anyway. You can just sort of take the map control and force it. Well, when you play Roaches, it's a little bit differently just because they are so slow and, kind of expensive as well. And they just sort of die if you get caught off guard, right? So most of the time, there's a couple of moments when you really can go across the map and like take the map control back. And that's pretty much always when you finish the upgrades on Roaches. So usually you don't really need the map control anyway, because you're just making army anyway for a little while.
Okay. Right.
But you can move across the map right when the upgrade's finished. And that's also true for like 2-2. So what I would do if I were you, that's true for every single matchup. As soon as you like finish a bunch of upgrades, so in this situation we went for double upgrades in roach speed, but it's also true for like 2-2, for adrenal glands, for like, infestor timings, that sort of stuff. As soon as you finish a bunch of upgrades, just move on the map and just see how much damage you can do.
Okay.
So let's say in this situation you get slapped back, or like with the roaches, right? And you're like, okay, fuck, I need to go back home. Just run up the third base, start the 2-2 up, and then either go for like a roach timing with 2-2, or maybe go for a roach hydra timing with 2-2. And just move across the map just like you did in this game, but then with 2-2.
Okay.
And just line up every single time you move out on the map with an upgrade. So with like evolution chamber upgrades. That's one of like the easiest way to really know for a fact that you're gonna be stronger than your opponent. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And so let's say he's going heavy bio and he's doing stim packs. Like, is there any, like, I've never really learned the way to engage using stim packs. Are you supposed to like retreat, or like, what's the good strategy?
Well, so stim pack doesn't finish until 9.5 minutes. Okay, stim pack is like the earliest timing you already see it is like 9.5 minutes.
Okay.
So if you play this style, for this style specifically, for like the roach stuff, you should still be at your natural, right? Like, you won't be out on the map anyway. So let's say he would come to your side of the map right now with stim pack. What I would do if I were you is just take the roaches and the queens as well, just add them together and just attack move straight on them.
Okay.
And just try and do as much damage to him as possible. Because most of the time, if he's going to be playing, like, stim pack really early on, he's going to have, like, he's going to keep on attacking anyway. So if you run away, he's just going to follow you. So that's one of the main things. Now, let's say he doesn't really go for like the fastest stim pack, but he goes for like stim pack right when you move out across the map, and he has it like, right around right now or something, and you engage. I would definitely regroup like you were doing here previously, like where you wanted to regroup when I told you just keep on going. I would just regroup and then just attack move, because Stint Marine Marauder is going to be faster anyway. And I think in most cases, and also in this game, and like the first games we saw, you probably underestimate the power of like upgraded roaches, where you actually think you're gonna lose a fight, but you really, won't.
Yeah, I have a hard time knowing like when. Sometimes I'll think I'm gonna win, and then I'll like, where'd my units go?
Yeah. Someone in the chat is pointing out you can get 8 minutes stim pack. Well, that'd be like one base, super cheesy sort of stuff, which you just defend with like queens.
Okay.
But just like regular stim pack play, I would just like jump on it with a big group of roaches and just keep on going. One thing to note though, if this like style, if you play like roach heavy until like the super late game, you're probably gonna get wrecked by 3-3. Okay? As soon as he has 3-3 roach or 3-3 Marine Marauder Medevac, his army is going to be absolutely superior to 3-3 roaches.
Okay.
And that's just a fact to accept. Yeah, that's just something that happens with this style. If you play heavy roaches, a late game is just going to be sort of bad. So, just either accept the loss and just go to the next game, or try and transition into something else. But super late game, roaches is not going to be very good, because he will just have a much bigger army. Roaches are especially good at like timing attacks like this, in which case you can just take stim.
If the game lasts to like late game, what do you suggest transitioning out of? Like, let's say it lasts until I get the 2-2, I do another timing attack, and I can't finish them off, and it goes into the late game. What would you recommend transitioning into?
So there's a couple things. You could just go for like your regular Mutaling Bane, which is kind of hard. Yeah, Mutaling Bane is like one of the standard unit compositions versus Terran that a lot of people like. But the one thing that is like difficult in that is that the upgrades for the roaches don't really go very well with Zerglings, right?
Yes, definitely.
And that's one of the disadvantages. So most of the time, in that situation, I either just sort of give up the game or like, okay, fuck it. Or I like transition into something like Brute Lords, or sometimes even, I know a lot of people favor it, but I don't really like the style that much, but obviously Swarm Hosts fit really, really well into this because they also benefit from the,
Oh, really?
ranged upgrades.
Yeah, I've never tried doing that. I really like Brood Lords though. It's just it's rare that I can
Mhm.
actually get to the point that I'll have them.
Yeah, if you play this style, I would say Brute Lords is definitely one of the more viable transitions. If you got like 6 Brute Lords up, Terran is pretty much dead. Like, unless he is already making Vikings at that point, a Terran really can't do
You
very
have
much against it.
Corruptors to defend the Brood Lords.
Yeah, that too. And most of the time, so most of the time what happens, first you do a Roach timing attack, then you do like a Roach Hydra timing attack. So you have your Hydras anyway to like deal with his Vikings, right? And then you like switch into Brute Lords. I would probably go for the Brute Lords first and then give that a try. Just because Brute Lords are really easy, right? Like Brute Lords aren't really like Brute Lords don't really require micro or like things like
Yeah,
Swarm Hosts.
yeah.
Like Swarm Hosts need to unburrow and position all that junk.
Yep, yep, yep.
With Brute Lords you just sort of make them. And
Awesome.
just attack. So I would highly recommend that. But that's just a very specific like super late game scenario. Which honestly, like if you
Yeah.
play it like this, what you're doing right now with this much supply at this point in the game, it will never happen in Gold League. Like if you play it this well in Gold League, there's never ever gonna be a game that goes to late game because I don't think there's a Terran player out there that can like play 2-base like this, be in Gold League and hold this amount of roaches at this point in the game.
Mm.
So yeah, no, this is just a little side note right there, but if you play it like this every single game, I'm pretty sure you will have a pretty easy time climbing to Platinum. Just playing defensive and, just give the Queens an idea. Or like the Queens to try early game while droning up.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, if I could keep this up, that would be definitely good. I really feel like I could get into platinum someday. I mean, I've been in platinum before, so I think it's possible. My goal is to get to diamond someday, though. Not even
okay.
masters. I don't even think I have time to to be able to be in masters, but I'd at least like to be diamond someday.
All right. All right. Let's keep that on. Yeah, we have another coaching session like probably like next month sometime.
Yep.
Which should be pretty good as well. So let's try and get to platinum this month then, and then when next month we can work towards diamond. I would say platinum is where things become really specific, where you need to like work on all kinds of different styles and like need different builds per matchup and sometimes even per map and whatnot. But I think you can keep on going with just this for now and just focus purely on macro and like getting as much stuff out as possible, and then next time hopefully we'll be able to like focus a little bit more on like you know, very specific things on like specific maps and whatnot. But we'll see how that goes. Let's just keep at this for now, and
Okay.
go from there. Like if you just play a couple of games like you're doing right now every single day, it becomes pretty simple. And also, by the way, if you have like any replays you really want me to take a look at, just like let me know on Skype and just like drag and drop them on there, and I'll just
Okay.
like have a look
Yeah.
at a replay and
I
just.
would definitely. There's. I gotta find there's a few Terran ones that I just would really like an opinion on, like what could have gone like better, or like how to deal with what he was doing and stuff like that. Sometimes I get really confused.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like sometimes you're like, well, fuck, I seriously do not know what I did wrong here, and I have absolutely no clue why I lost this game, right? And then sometimes like someone else can like point out something you may not have even looked at before. So just let me know whenever you have like a specific replay you really want me to take a look at, where you're like, well, I completely have no clue what went wrong there, and tell me where I fucked up, and just let me know whenever that happens. And other than that, if you have any more questions, I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah, one more question.
All right.
And this is just silly. So, how? Wait, like, where'd the name Loco come from?
Where'd the name Loco come from? All right.
It's like totally relevant. I have to know that before I could get to platinum.
All right. So, at some point, I wanted to be like pro gamer, right? I wanted to feel like really awesome and be like the best player in the world and whatnot. And I wanted to have a name. This was like a long time ago, okay, before I really knew that pro gaming existed, but whatever. I knew that at some point, like, if I was known on the interwebs, I needed a name that you could not mispronounce in any language. So that's why I tried like coming up with names and things that are very difficult to mispronounce, okay? It doesn't really matter how you write down Loco. you're always gonna pronounce it loco, right? Except for like the 4 people in the world that like say locale. I don't understand how they got there. But that's basically the reason. Other than that, I had no idea that apparently loco means crazy in Spanish. I did not know that.
I was actually gonna point that out. You know, I mean, I live in Miami. Like, it's hard to find English here, so I'm familiar with loco meaning crazy. Tú eres loco. So you know, I was wondering if you knew that.
Yeah, I know. Someone pointed it out on stream, and I thought they were actually joking. It's like LOCO or something.
Yes, that's how you spell it.
And I was like, oh really? Well, I was like, okay, well that's all right then, right? Like that's not too bad of a thing.
No,
But I just looked at like other nicknames. Like I know I look like Grubby, and I was like, I really admired Grubby, and I was like, well, you know, he's also a Dutch guy. He also is like pro gaming and whatnot. And there's no way anyone is gonna mispronounce Grubby, right? Like Grubby is just Grubby. Well, maybe some people will say like Grubby or something, but
Groupie, yeah.
yeah. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward, Grubby. And I just wanted the name like that as well. So
that's funny that that's the reason why you chose it. I personally would like a name that is like extremely easy to mispronounce. It's just for entertainment purposes, you know.
It's hard making YouTube videos though if everyone is gonna say like different pronunciation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey, have you heard of this guy? Like Lorco. It's like, wait, Lurko? Like, who the fuck is that? You mean locale? It's like that.
Yeah, locale. That's how I'm gonna think of you now, as locale.
All right. In Colombian, loco also means crazy. Oh man, the more I learn, Lord SC. Thank you very much for that. All right, man. Are you okay with me uploading this to YouTube? Because I think a lot of people would be pretty interested in it. If you're okay with it, obviously.
No, that'd be great, man.
All right.
That's totally fine.
All right. Thank you very much, man. Let me know how it goes. Send me any replays you want me to take a look at, and yeah, let's try and hit platinum next month. Okay.
Absolutely, dude.
All right,
it's been a pleasure, really.
Thank you very much, man. It's been a lot of fun. And hopefully we'll be able to, like, hit diamond in, like, a couple months. Hopefully.
That'd be really cool.
Alright, man. Let me know how it goes, okay?
All right.
Alright, talk to you soon, man.
Take care.
Bye.